Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to this episode of 5 for Talking. It's Bargo, and I'm here with my man Campo. We're going to go over our playoff predictions.
Hi, Mom.
Oh, you got fans?
You got go like one. It's my mom. All right, so at the end of the first round of the playoff predictions, I know that we haven't been doing episodes, but I don't care. The end of the first round, it ended with Bargo had 8, Nick had 8, and I had 7. Did I? No, 5. It was 8-8.
Me and Nick both got one pick wrong.
Toronto.
Yeah.
And I got
so
5.
It's 7.
I got 5.
Yeah.
So it was 8-8-5.
Should be 7, no?
Oh yeah, shit.
Yeah.
7-7-5.
Yeah.
Guys, we're not cutting that. It's live. We're gonna do it live. 7-7-5. All right. So for the second round, I picked Nashville, Vegas, Washington, Tampa. Nick has the same picks, but he picked Pittsburgh instead of Washington. And Anthony Schoonmaster picked Vegas, Pittsburgh, Winnipeg, Boston. So at the end of that round, I had, I wish I wrote things down. I won 3 games and they both got 2. So the score ended 9-9-8 going into the next round. Where I picked, Caps picked Vegas and Tampa. I picked Washington and the Jets. And Ant also picked Washington and the Jets. We all got 1 point in that round. So, did we all get 1 point?
Mm-hmm. That's why it's 10-10-9.
Oh, well, the score right now is 10-10-9. Whoever wins out of Bargo and Caps wins because I can't win. So, but to be honest with you, whoever wins this, if someone gets 11, that's crazy. Because that's 11 out of what? How many is there? 8 plus 4.
12.
8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1. So there's 15. So out of 15, you would have got, one of you guys is going to have 11 right. I have 9. That's already good. Like, most people would be like, holy crap. So one of you guys, you could both end up with 11, and then you guys can jerk each other. So, for the final round, our picks are going to be locked in. Do you know who you're picking? Do you want to tell these people?
Vegas.
All right, that's good because I picked Washington. So I have a chance to trip away tie. I'm almost guaranteeing that Nick's going to pick Vegas.
He didn't lock in his picks.
I don't think so. Neither one of you did. I kept saying lock in your picks, and your guys' only comments were, what?
Okay, anyways, I knew we were going to do this, so I figured we'd do it on the mic, and I thought you'd have his pick already.
No.
So what's the point of even doing this?
Because now they know what we picked.
Congratulations to us.
Yeah.
We're not going to do another episode?
Yeah.
Before the Stanley Cup finals is done, so Nick's pick is irrelevant.
No, Nick's pick will be a random, a fun thing for the people. They don't know what Nick picked. So when we tell him what he picked, it's going to be like, oh, that's good. Well, if he picks Vegas, you're both screwed.
Yeah, well, I wanted to know what he picked. That's great.
Well, he doesn't know what you picked.
Yeah, I know. Well, when he watches this tomorrow...
No, he has to make his pick before tomorrow. Anyways, so let's just get back into hockey things. You want to talk about hockey stuff?
I want to talk about hockey things. So, second round kind of went by quick, I find.
Yeah, most of the series were pretty, not stretched out. But the first round was like that as well.
Yeah.
The semifinals was the best in a while.
It was good. Congratulations to Winnipeg. New world record for them.
Of suckage?
Of making it to the conference finals.
Well, new world record for Washington. Just beating Pittsburgh.
Stanley Cup.
Beating Pittsburgh for the first time ever. And they've been in the cup before. They lost to Detroit. But yeah. I'm happy for Washington. I want Ovechkin. Ovechkin deserves this. I hope he wins. I mostly picked Washington based on that I just want them to win.
I picked Vegas based off the fact that they had a way harder walk to the Stanley Cup, and they have been on fire.
Whoa. Let's restart this.
Fleury.
Let's restart this. What harder walk?
What?
Washington beat Columbus, Pittsburgh, the defending Stanley Cup champions and probably the best team in the NHL.
We'll see about that.
And they just beat Tampa Bay, who was the best team in the NHL for points. Winnipeg, they beat San Jose or LA, who was barely made the playoffs.
I guess, yeah.
San Jose, who is a really weak team, regardless of how good they did. And then a Winnipeg team that just was done. They had nothing left in the tank when they got to that point. And their goalie, I don't think Hellebuck
You're right, actually. The best team they beat was Winnipeg.
I don't think Hellebuck is that good of a goalie.
I don't think so either, but
But
I just think Fleury is the reason I picked
Fleury,
Vegas.
yes. Okay, I'm not going to disagree with you. But when you break it down on paper, this is good. We're going hockey. When you break this down on paper, the better offense is Washington. They have 3 guys that are the top 3 point getters in the NHL playoffs. The best defense is Washington for plus minus and overall
For the regular season.
points. No, for the playoffs. John Carlson has 16 points in the playoffs, and their whole team of Vegas has 21 points from defense.
But Vegas is finding scoring from all 4 lines, which is not the same case for Washington. So when Washington is on their second, third line, fourth line...
But if they could just play defense on those crappy players, they're going to be fine.
Those players aren't crappy. The team, players individually almost tripled their points from last season.
This is good, though. This is argument to have, though. But when I break it down, I don't care what you did for one season, because if they don't relive this, if they do, then okay, I'm wrong. But if they don't, then it's all garbage. There's nobody good on that team on paper. There's not one player that's legit.
It's a team of B players.
Yeah. So if you can hold back those third and fourth line, if you could just play defense on them, you have nothing to worry about, because none of them is gonna break out and have a crazy game where they get 3 goals or something. They're gonna have to watch those first 2 lines. Carlson is a beast.
No, and teams found it hard to score against them.
They're good defensively.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing, but Washington is really good offensively.
Yeah, that's why it should be interesting.
It's gonna work both ways. I think it's gonna be a good series,
and a lot of series came down to goaltending.
Yeah,
a lot of the
Fleury is on fire. I'm not gonna take anything away from Fleury. His whole season was great. He is a good goalie.
Holtby had a couple good games.
But Holtby is the second best goalie, skill wise, in the NHL. It's him and Carey Price for number 1. I don't even think there's anybody else in their category.
Okay, after this year, I'm taking Carey Price out of that conversation.
Well,
but
but you know what I mean?
I would put Fleury up there this year.
Fleury is one of the better ones. If you actually look at it by age range and stuff, he has a chance to break 600 wins.
Who?
Fleury. And he would be only the second goalie ever to break.
Holtby was the second or third fastest all-time to hit, 300?
No, 200, I think. Holtby has never had a bad season in his career. If you look at his wins and losses,
Washington has never had a bad team.
Yeah,
since he's been there.
The last 10 years, they've been an over 97 points every single year.
Yeah.
Except for the lockout, where they were still one of the best teams. So, yeah. I don't know. It was going to break up to be a good series. It's Vegas. It's like that year when Florida went crazy and made it to the finals against Colorado and then got obliterated by Colorado in the finals. I'm not saying that will happen to Vegas, but after that season, Florida went 4 years of having a bad team straight before they even had a decent team again.
Well, you won't know until next year for Vegas, but regardless, inaugural season to make it to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Oh yeah, and they have the most cap space.
Yeah.
And most likely the 3 major free agent guys that they have right now that cost money, they're not probably going to re-sign them.
No, but I think Vegas is a franchise as well, the industry. They're not scared to spend money, so I think they're going to go out there and they'll buy players.
They said that if they could keep this team that they have, they can re-sign Carlson. They can still afford to add John Tavares and Erik Karlsson to the team.
Yeah, they have so much money.
Which they would be fucking sick.
Yeah, I don't think Vegas is going to be a team that'll be a bottom feeder for a long period of time.
And they also have, in this draft, they have 2 seconds, a third, a fourth, a fifth, and a 6th pick. I think
they're deep in picks.
Or no, 2 seconds, a fourth, a fifth, and a 6th in this draft. The next year they have all their picks with 2 seconds, 2 thirds, and 3 like fifths, and the next year they have 3 seconds, 3 thirds, and like
they're stacked with picks.
Yeah,
stacked.
They can afford to trade picks too.
Yeah,
which makes them even more of a threat for other teams now.
Because they can just pick up players without giving up.
And not only that's what they're saying. There was a huge article about it, how they're not only do they have the cap room and all this stuff to build a better team and already a decent foundation, but they can pick up whatever they want at this point without even giving up any of their roster.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only thing that they're not deep on is prospects, but they still have a few decent ones. They have Lindbergh, who becomes a free agent, though. They have that guy Glass, Cody Glass, or whatever his name is, the guy they drafted in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not super deep on prospects.
But the thing that's good is their team's age is pretty
they're decent.
It's probably 26.
Yeah, they're probably less than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think James Neal's really the only old guy they have. Fleury's only 33. If a goalie, if you're 33 and you stay healthy, Luongo's 40. So that was my point. He has 400 and something wins already. If he only wins 20 more games for the next 7 years, that's what? 140 more wins. He could easily reach 600 with 2 more 40-win seasons. And Luongo is probably the most legendary status goalie that is left between him and Lundqvist. But Lundqvist is completely this year.
I feel bad for the guy.
His last 2 seasons, he was not good.
He wasn't good, but neither was New York.
They were okay last year, but compared to this year, they were a different team.
They're talking about a rebuild. Do you think Lundqvist wants to sit there for the rest of his career?
They can't. This is the thing, though. You can't get rid of him because nobody can afford him, and the only teams that can afford him are not worth it for him to go to. But the rebuild, you're right, does not. It doesn't work.
Suit his age and his career.
No, but you don't want to end up on Carolina in a rebuild. You know what I mean?
No. He's got to go to a team like Pittsburgh or some shit like that.
That won't happen. His best mediocre range team that he could probably go to that's has a chance but still not good is Minnesota. But I'm pretty sure they don't have caps. They can't afford him in Chicago.
I don't think they can afford him.
If he's going to Chicago, they're getting rid of Brent Seabrook or one of the big guys like Taves or Kane.
Which is what they spent all their money on.
I would say that Kane and Duncan Keith are going to stay. I honestly I can see them getting rid of Taves or Seabrook. I mean, I don't think I would want that, but I mean, Taves is great. Who knows? They pull off a trade. You trade Taves and you get Doughty. You add to your defense, and then you bring up all young guys on your forward positions, right?
That'd be scary.
It'd
be scary. Team of veteran Ds already.
Imagine having a team with 3 centers that are Jeff Carter, Anze Kopitar, and Jonathan Taves. That would be insane.
That would be nuts. But I don't think Las Vegas has the depth in defense to do something like that.
You mean LA?
Sorry, yeah. To get rid of Doughty. And pick up.
Vegas, maybe.
Vegas, yeah.
They want those picks, right? If you gave up 3, a first round pick and 2 random other picks, and maybe one young guy, one guy for Taves or for Doughty, it's possible. They're saying that Carlson is really looking at
leaving,
at going to Vegas, but he keeps saying he's not leaving Ottawa. So I don't know what to make out of that.
If I was him, I'd be gone.
Oh yeah,
career wise,
how it looks for you in the foreseeable future, yes, but if he's a true captain type of guy, he's not going to leave.
I think he'll ultimately, if it comes down to his decision, he'll stay. But also money and everything like that is a factor as well.
I think that
and where the team's going.
Yes, that's my biggest issue because I think for what it's worth, money wise, I think I would take $1 million less if I. This is the difference. If my contract was $2 million or $3 million, it might be harder for me to be I'll take $1 million, you know. But if my contract's going to be $12 million, I'll be okay, I'll take $1 million off because I want to stay with you guys.
I'll be happy with $5 million.
That's what I'm saying. But I would be willing to drop in that situation. But obviously, if you're not making a lot, if your contract's $4 million, you're not going to be I'll knock off $1 million.
Yeah.
But if you're willing to help the team for salary reasons, Connor McDavid even took $2 million less than.
It also depends how deep you are into your contracts. And Connor McDavid takes off $2 million, he's still making.
Okay, you have 2 options for Carlson. He's either going to sign a long-term 10-year deal, something crazy like 7 years, whatever the max is, or he's gonna take a bridge contract of like 10 million over like 3 years, and then he's gonna leave and go take a huge final contract somewhere else.
Yeah. Also, McDavid scenario. If I was McDavid and the type of player he was, he's not gonna beat any franchise records in Edmonton.
Yeah, and Edmonton is just everything about that team is so poorly constructed. Like, I'm so happy about this because this is the one time when we get to make Caps look bad for all the times that he talks so highly about Cam Talbot and all the defensemen and the coaching. They suck. Like, there's nothing good about the Edmonton Oilers except for Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
You don't have any good young pieces there because Puyarvi can't even make the team.
They don't let him play, though. He plays one game,
and
he plays bad.
Who is the other guy that they got? Kyler Yamamoto is not like body ready for the NHL.
Yeah, and they also diss him too, though.
He played a little bit this year.
Yeah, same with Puyarvi.
Puyarvi came in at like the end of the season when they realized they were
done.
going nowhere.
Yeah.
But like they don't raise their prospects right. Their farm system is not good. They don't have a deep prospect pool for all the amounts of high draft picks they have. They don't have a deep pool. They drafted really badly in general. Their coaching is bad. Their training system is bad. Their GM and like ownership is bad. There's nothing good in Edmonton.
No.
And I'm sorry if you're an Edmonton fan. I mean, you have Connor McDavid.
Congratulations.
But for him, that's not a good look. If I'm him, I'm out.
Like, even if it was a bad team and like you can continue to put up 100-point seasons, you're not going to beat Messier. You're not going to beat Gretzky. You're doing this just for yourself.
Yeah, and most likely in the situation you're in, even if you have good seasons every year, you're not going to win the cup.
Yeah.
Like, you proved it against a far weaker team on paper and season-wise in Anaheim, and they, like... manhandled them. Because what's Connor McDavid going to do when you have Getzlaf all over you all the time?
Yeah, and Lucic and the other guys don't even do anything.
Their team is full of trash bags.
Like, what are those guys there for? They don't get any pucks.
Yeah.
They don't fight. They don't make passes. They can't make plays.
Well, similar, we're talking Alberta, a team with a similar, like, not situation,
Calgary.
but Calgary has a lot of young prospects, and I'm worried that because it's Calgary, they're not going to be able to afford, like, these guys like Monahan, Goudreau. Like, I know they probably already signed somewhat of a contract, right? Who else do they have? They have Bennett. You have Kachuk. Whoever else they're drafting, they're bringing
Goudreau,
in.
so
yeah. I don't think that they need a goalie first of all, because Brian Elliott. Yeah, well, Mike Smith played pretty good, but Brian Elliott was a bad mistake that they made.
Yeah, I think the physicality of that team is way too low. Your toughest player is Kachuk.
Yeah, there's no toughness. Your toughest player is like Giordano, and he doesn't even want to hit anyone anymore because he keeps getting injured.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know about that, but...
Yeah.
Phoenix
is deep, but I don't know about Phoenix.
I think they're, like, style and training crop of all these young players that they're, like, not panning out.
I thought adding Stepan and whoever else they got this year, my brain is so like off. They got, I'm pretty sure it was a defenseman, and like whoever they already had, and didn't they get a goalie?
They lost Smith.
But didn't they get someone's backup goalie? Yeah, Antti Ranta from.
Oh, okay.
And
Chicago?
Like, no, from New York Rangers. And like he was supposed to be good. And I don't know, they just didn't pan out. Like, I didn't expect them to win a cup or anything, but I thought, okay, they're going to make a run at the playoffs at least with that quality with that caliber of a team.
Yeah, I agree. Same with Buffalo. Same feeling.
Buffalo was like a very disappointing.
They have a good team, like, on paper.
They had an even better team before they made trades. I don't know. And they're going to get a high draft pick again.
If I was them, I'd trade Eichel.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
You won't get enough back that it's going to be worth it because you...
That guy's going to be a Duchesne.
No, he's going to be way better than Duchesne. His goal-scoring ability is insane. It's just
his attitude.
He doesn't have much else to his game. Like where Matthews has a lot of depth to the rest of his game, Eichel can just score goals, which is like Patrick Laine. But Patrick Laine has proved to be much more useful
because of where he fits in on the Winnipeg team. The
Yeah.
Winnipeg team is way deeper than the Leafs.
If Eichel is like he's a star of the team, Laine is not. Laine is like the third, fourth option on that team of people.
Yeah. Whereas like Matthew's scenario, he is the only. Well.
Yeah, but he has a good support staff compared to what Buffalo has. Even though Buffalo's team on paper is good, they didn't surround him with the right players. If that makes sense.
I don't know. I just think he has a bad attitude, and that plays a factor in my mind. He's not a quality locker room guy.
Yeah.
I don't know how sure I am of that, but from like how he talks about like, didn't he get a coach fired?
Yeah, the coach right now this year.
Yeah, LeBron James, easy. Like,
Yeah. Like LeBron is an argument that's different.
I'm saying like they're treating
I get it
him
against the same lines. It's American sports, so that's like how it is. If you want your star to stay, you just do whatever they say. Where in Canada, they'd probably tell you just get lost. Like they're not going to fire Mike Babcock because Austin Matthews doesn't like him, which is really like.
I would trade him, and I'd pick up. I'd trade him for like a first rounder and like Patty Kane or something. That's way too much.
You won't get that.
Like a
This is
second
the thing.
rounder and Patty
You
Kane.
haven't established a first round pick that you know what he is. He is good. Okay? If you trade him, all you're going to get back is a chance of getting something good in the future. He's not a guy that's going to secure you something immediately. Like I'm pretty sure, to be honest with you, Chicago would not trade Patty Kane for Jack Eichel, let alone give up a pick with Patty Kane. Like Jack Eichel's going to land you Mitch Marner and like a second round pick.
I wouldn't even do that. I'd rather have Mitch Marner.
Yeah, that's like what you're going to get out of that.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, the teams that need to shake it up.
Or you're going to get, like, a Bozak and a first-round pick.
I'm excited for the offseason.
Let's see what happens. Well, we'll definitely have to come back for, like, an episode in between.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we got through that stuff. I don't know. What did you think about Nashville getting eliminated?
I picked Winnipeg.
Yeah.
But that was like me picking the underdog, thinking that no one would pick Winnipeg.
Well, you were right. Nobody did pick Winnipeg.
And they beat Nashville. Nashville should have made it to the Cup again. They by far had the best team going into the playoffs.
Oh yeah, I think so. In the Western Conference, I didn't even see a possibility of it not being Nashville. Like in the East, it was kind of a toss-up. It was for me. I was like Tampa Bay, Washington, Pittsburgh is the chance of the teams.
Mm-hmm.
But in the West, I was like Nashville. Nobody else, even nobody. Which is pretty messed up.
It's upsetting for Nashville. What do you do now? You just come back next year, same team, and try to do it again?
Not only did you lose, was it in 7 games? I think it was in 7 games.
To Winnipeg?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
You lost in 7 games, a heartbreaker to Winnipeg, but then Winnipeg went on to get utterly like demolished by Vegas. And then like how do you feel? Like Winnipeg's good, don't get me wrong, but you lost to a team that you struggled so hard with that you shouldn't even have gone to 7 games almost with them because they outplayed you big time. And then that team went into the next round against an unproven, brand new team and got just like did whatever they wanted.
Yeah. Does Nashville move some pieces or Nashville just goes with the flow?
I think Nashville's going to go and try and get speed. I don't think they're going to give up what they have. I think they're going to try and maybe acquire someone from the offseason that's like a fast goal scorer, or they're going to go through the draft and try and get as many like quick little speedy guys as they can.
Yeah, I mean, like if they can move a decent, like a middle of the pack center, like off of their roster and try to pick up a solid center.
I think the best bet for them is to try and trade, like I want to say Turris, but Turris and Johansson are the same player, and Johansson is probably going to get you more. So
yeah, I wouldn't trade those guys. I wouldn't trade Forsberg.
I would say Johansson is probably
like
their
Mike
best
Fisher,
bet.
someone I would just
Mike
dump.
Fisher's done.
Yeah, I know, he played.
You're gonna give up a defenseman, I think, like maybe Ellis, because he was poor performer towards the end of the year on the playoffs, and he could fetch you something, and then maybe one of those younger guys, not like Arvidsson or Fiala, but like I can't even think of the other guy's name, Sessions or whatever his name is.
Sessions or whatever.
Yeah, like one of those guys, and you'll probably get something decent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's a team that has a lot of good pieces that are not expensive at the moment.
No. They're going to be in trouble when it comes to the contract time as well.
This is a one-time team for me. When the contracts end for this, they're gonna start all over again. It's gonna be like a Subban, Yossi, and two of the forwards, Forsberg and someone else, and then the whole rest of the team is gonna be rebuilt. Because that's gonna be your core, right? You're not gonna give up Yossi or thing. You're gonna drag out when Pekka Rinne retires. They're screwed too because he's already like 36. He only has like maybe one more good year left in him, and then 3 total probably, or 4, if he stays healthy. So he's probably not going to be your starting goalie for much longer.
No, well they have time to think about that though.
They're a team built like Chicago.
Better, but yeah.
Overall better,
Structure,
yes,
yeah.
but star-wise less. But the thing is, they're built in the sense that they have a 5-year window to win, and then it's over.
They have to start.
Chicago's never going to win again, the Cup.
Not unless they make some crazy acquisitions in the offseason.
And it won't happen because they don't have money for that. Just Taves, Kane, and not even Seabrook or Crawford, but Taves, Kane, and Keith take up I think 60% of their salary cap. And then you still have to count Seabrook and Crawford and the guys they signed like Sad and Sharp, who I know they're not crazy expensive, but that's already 90% of your salary cap.
They got rid of Panarin and they signed Sharp.
That was so bad because Panarin did pretty good.
He's had 2 great seasons since he left.
Panarin, no, this is only the first year.
I swear he has 2 80-point seasons.
Yeah,
it
was with Chicago.
Both of them?
No, one of them. But his first round of this year's playoffs, he did really good. He was getting all the goals for Columbus against Washington.
He's all Columbus had.
That was
offensively.
Last year's Columbus team was so deadly because they played like Vegas, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this year it's all of a sudden they just expected they were going to be good and they stopped trying. And then it was Panarin out there by himself and nobody helping him.
He was the only thing they had.
Where did everybody else go? Foligno had a bad year.
They were watching.
He got injured. I don't know. Yeah, the Red Man is good though.
Yeah, he's sick. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So the Leafs are going to win the Cup?
Not next year.
I'd also just like to point this out that there was about 5 episodes before the playoffs where Caps and Bargo both kept telling me that the Leafs were going to win the Cup. And that their pick to go all the way was the Leafs. Mind you, mine was Nashville, so that was so much better.
We're from Toronto. You gotta stay with
Yeah,
Toronto.
but you're not. I'm not just gonna pick Toronto just as a homer.
It didn't count for anything. That's why I could talk as much shit as I want.
It didn't make sense to even pick them as a joke because it's not gonna happen.
It could have if we didn't end up facing Boston. If we faced Tampa, we could have beat Tampa.
We could have beat Boston. We could have beat Tampa.
Yeah.
Washington, I don't know. By that time, I think they would have burned out. But I still think that it was a possibility.
If we face Tampa, who did Washington face? Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Not first round.
Second. Columbus.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like how the wild card thing is. It ruined everything.
It ruined everything. It's this is the reason why basketball changed their format too. You remember how it used to be the top 3 teams the top team in each division got the top 3 seeds. Okay, but then they changed it because in the 2 years that they did that, the 2 best teams faced each other in the next round.
That's what's happening now, though.
So they made it so that the top 3 will be in the top 4 spots. But then they didn't like that Trailblazers made it in the top.
Yeah.
NBA didn't like that because they shouldn't have been there. They're not a big name team, so they didn't like that. So then now they changed it to just be the 8 teams, period.
That's how it should be, though.
No, I think that it should be 2 conferences like NHL is now, and the top 2 get the top 2 spots, and then everyone else is just the rest of the team.
What do you mean? How do they face each other? 1 and 8?
No, 1 to 8 still
7?
Normally, but just the way that you break down the top team in each conference get the 1 and 2 spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the wild card though.
But it's not like that anymore.
The best position to be in is either first or a wild card.
Yeah, basically. No, not wild card.
Yeah, second wild card.
It's first wild card.
Sorry, first wild card.
You don't want to be the second wild card.
No, first wild card.
Which was Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
And
if I was the Leafs, I probably would have rather faced Washington. first round than Boston.
Oh my god! If we were in that division, it would have been so. But then we would have had Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh always beats us.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Subscribe!